What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. We are back at Copart in Indianapolis, Indiana. Big shout out and thank you to them for making this possible. Let's jump into this video with number 1 on my list. No, it's not flashy, it's not fancy, it's not exciting at all, but it is a decent car in my opinion, and I know a lot of you are going to disagree with me. It is a Chevy Cruze. You guys know I've had a few of these in my day, guys. This is a 2013 Chevrolet Cruze. And although a lot of you hate this car and you all swear it's horrible, it's junk, they're awful, guys, my Chevy Cruze, I put that thing through hell, literal hell. 1.4 liter turbo is what mine had. I believe this is going to have the 1.8. That car had almost 200,000 miles on it, and the only major work I did was I replaced struts and I replaced the turbocharger. And I did the turbocharger in front of my house. It was not that big of a deal to do. These are not super complicated or hard cars to work on. They're very reliable so long as you take care of them. I took care of the transmission. Every 15 to 20,000 miles, I did a transmission service at the dealership. It was a good car to me, and a lot of those miles were either Uber. For those of you that don't know, I used to have a channel called Uberman. I used to drive for Uber and Lyft, and I did it here in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I also did it all over Oklahoma. That little Cruze was phenomenal. Got good gas mileage. It took some hard miles. And then when I was done doing Uber, I ended up putting it on Turo and I rented it out. The car was stolen. It was abused. It was used as a drug runner. I'm just telling you, my experience with the Chevy Cruze is not what I hear from a lot of people. Mine was that car took a lot of crap and it just kept going. I finally ended up selling it to a guy who bought it for his daughter going to college, and I never heard anything bad about that car from him. This one, you know, it's clean on the outside, not so much on the interior. There's a lot of dog hair piled up absolutely everywhere. It's disgusting. Yeah, that's what it is. It's disgusting. What are the miles? I have no idea. I can already tell you it's got a nice set of tires. They're Aspen Touring ASs. So some nice tires. Door panels all look good. This, what the hell is this? This looks like one of those things that's supposed to be on a tool, and it's made for breaking tempered glass. I guess that would be a good place to have it, I suppose. No airbags blown, no power. It is dirty, but surprisingly, it doesn't smell awful. This is a donation, so who knows? It could have something severely wrong with it. It could be a bad transmission. I have no idea. That's one of the things I like about the donated vehicles. What I do know, though, is when you really look at the whole picture, you look at the car, you notice it's got 4 very nice tires. That could be a good thing, that could be a bad thing. New tires could mean it was such a good car, they just put some brand new tires on it and then it broke down. That could be. That could very well be. Or it could be a thing of, it's a great car and they put new tires on it and then something happened. You know, maybe someone passed away, it's hard to say, or quit driving, went to a retirement facility. It's tricky. It's a mixed bag with just about anything that you're going to buy. So just bid carefully and bid accordingly to what you see when you come out and look at these cars. The first thing I notice is there's a lot of oil all over under this hood. This is a mess. These cars are notorious for a lot of different things. One of them is 9 times out of 10, you're going to find a Chevy Cruze and it's not going to have coolant. This is no exception to that rule. It does have a tad bit of coolant down in the bottom of the reservoir, but for the most part, it's empty. These coolant tanks are known to crack, split, and just flat out break. If that's not the case, the thermostat housing, which sits under here, is known for coming apart and leaking everywhere as well. It's also known for intake manifold problems. I know it sounds like a bad car. It's really not. The PCV system is very fragile. It breaks easily on these, and you really should replace the valve cover as a whole and the intake manifold. Again, these are not super expensive parts. It's not a super complicated or long drawn out process. It's just general maintenance if you're going to own any of these Chevrolets with the 1.4 Ecotec. These intake and exhaust variable timing actuators here are notorious for leaking around the oil seals. And the water pump is also notorious for leaking water as well. Now, if once you do all of that, which again doesn't cost all that much money if you do it yourself, you generally are going to have yourself a pretty decent car. So here's the next thing I'm looking at. We got a really nice battery here. It's an what is that? I can't read it. It's covered in ice. Anyway, it's got a relatively new battery, and it looks like it's dead as a doornail. I'll bet she runs great. Let's go ahead and hook a jump up to this real fast, and we'll see what the mileage is, and we'll see how it runs. All right, here we go. Thankfully, all that hair is primarily in the back seat. Well, that's a little concerning. The flashers are going. Maybe it broke down and they were like, I'm done with this car. Let's see what it does. Okay. She runs great. She runs great. We've got an oil change sticker here from Plainfield, Indiana. Oh, 6/2 of 21? That's been a while, guys. 145,001 miles. So what we need to do is it's been a while since I've had one of these. We need to clear all of this, change oil. And she has currently 148,512. So we know that between 6 of 21 and 12/28 of 2022, she's only had 3,000 miles put on her. That's it. So she hadn't gone far since 2021, which it's a mixed bag. Again, it could be a thing of someone just got too old to drive, or they just became incapable of driving anymore for whatever reason. And they just had to let the car go, or something happened shortly after that oil change, and the car ended up sitting. We're going to take a look at the date code on the tires. Right into reverse, right into drive, forward and backward. Not an issue. I don't see any warning lights on the dash. She revs nicely. She sounds good. A couple lights did come on. My booster pack is probably turned off now. Important window. So she's running on her own power at this point is what I'm trying to say. That window is very slow, but it does work. That window is also slow, but it does work. Steering is light. Steering feels very good. Brakes feel awesome. This is not bad, guys. This is not bad. I'm telling you. I can't remember where the trunk release is on this. I was looking for it. Yeah, my booster pack is turned off, and now she's going crazy. We have a battery light on now and a steering light. This, I'm almost willing to bet we've got a bad alternator. What do you think? If I turn this off, bingo, dead alternator. That's it. I mean, obviously, just because it shut off doesn't mean it's a bad alternator. It could obviously be something with the wiring going from the starter, alternator, back to the battery. There's a million things that it could be. I'm just saying from my experience. Generally, you're going to be looking at an alternator. And I can honestly say in 200,000 miles, my car didn't need an alternator. Never had one. But the alternator for this one is right here. It's right there in the open. It's super easy to get to. There are spider webs all around these pulleys. Lots of oil is definitely leaking from these solenoids and from this valve cover. So it's due for a lot of maintenance is what I'm trying to say. She's going to need some work, guys. These tires, if we can get a date code, we cannot. At least not on this side. Maybe on the other side we'll have a date code. That would be nice, because that would give us a better idea of when someone was last taking really good care of it. We know 2021 was the oil change. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get a date code on these. The date code's on the other side of the tire, which sucks. Good looking tires, though. Quite honestly, a good looking car. We're not going to spend any more time on this one. This is going to remain on my watch list just because I absolutely love Chevy Cruzes. And who knows? If it goes cheap enough, I'll get it. Now, if you're wondering how much the Chevy Cruze is going for currently, there's no bids on it. None. No, nobody's bid on that car. Anyway, this one, however, has a current bid of $150. It's a 2008 Chevy Silverado 1500. It's going to be a two-wheel drive, I believe. I don't think this is a K. I think this is a C. Either way, not a bad-looking truck, but I'm a little concerned with the buy-it-now price. It has a buy-it-now of like $4,800. That is very optimistic. This is all Bondo or no? This is some kind of... What is this? Spray paint? I guess? Hard to see on camera, but this is all smashed in, dented up, and this whole section has been painted a completely different color. Okay, I mean, it's still red, but not very much so. There's a lot of Bondo here. Look at this. This is great. The brake lights, the tail light covers, have been Bondoed into the back of the bed. These are now one piece, except for right here. But over here, they become one solid flush piece. That's something. Okay. Yeah, needless to say. Oh, no. No. Are you kidding me? Good Lord. This thing is all smashed up, man. Over here, too, this back door. The front door. Good night, man. This truck is rough. She's got some ion wheels and some decent tires. They're not great, but they're decent. The front's got some dings and dents all over it as well. Delaminating of the fake chrome. Yeah. It's one of those in the pictures that look pretty good. I was like, all right, it's got some damage, but not too bad. But, ooh, boy, it's a work truck. The interior's kind of gnarly, but it's got that rubberized floor, which is nice because you don't end up with a bunch of stuff, down under it, soaking in. Okay, the armrest it's seen better days. She's kind of rough. I don't know what the miles are on this one either. But I'm going to guess probably 160 to 250. She's got some miles for sure. Let's find out. Let's turn that heat off. Okay. First thing we get is service tire monitoring system. Which, how do you clear this stuff out? I have no idea. There's got to be a button somewhere. Is it one of these? Oh, the lights on the dash are going crazy. Okay. She fired right up, though. And there they go again. They're going berserk. Look at that. It runs great, but everything on the dash is going absolutely berserk. And then it'll come back. It'll clear up, and then it'll do it again. Yeah, so what are the miles? Not a clue. Not a clue. And to be quite honest with you, I don't even know where the buttons are to select through. No. Anyway, let's not focus on that. The brakes feel good. It does go into reverse. It does go into drive. It's not running very well now. The dashboard's got a little bit of a break in it up there. Crack and all that stuff. Very common on these. You got your crank windows. The big question is what engine is in this, because it's either going to be the... Oh, hell, I guess they have three, don't they? The 4.3 V6, the 4.8 V8, and the 5.3. If I had to guess, I'd say 4.8 on this one. Oh, no, that's a 6. I don't even need to look. I was going to look at it at the emissions label, but nope, not necessary. That is a 4.3. And nothing wrong with them, guys. Nothing wrong with the 4.3. They are workhorses. They're solid, reliable Vortec engines, man. They will work forever. Solid motors. Just generally speaking, though, I mean, if you're going to be hauling any kind of heavy loads, yeah, I probably would not go with a 4.3. just to be honest with you. If you're going to haul a boat or a light aluminum camper, a small camper trailer, just normal stuff, materials for work in the bed and things like that, oh yeah, all day long. But for anything serious, like hauling cars, I've done it with a 4.3. They will do it. They're just not particularly happy about it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is no. No, thank you. So we're going to move on to the last one. And we're going to end up with a car that everybody loves to hate, a 2015 Dodge Dart. Nobody likes the Dodge Dart. Nobody. I'd be willing to bet nobody in the comment section will say, I like the Dodge Dart. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to dare to be different. I love the Dodge Dart. I thought it was a really unique design. Remember the Dodge Neon? That was a game changer. It was a completely different looking car. People loved it and people hated it. I think the same thing is true with the Dodge Dart. It's basically, don't get mad, it's a Dodge Neon replacement. It absolutely is. This is what replaced the Dodge Neon. And just like the Dodge Neon, I loved it. I also love the Dodge Dart. I know they're not notorious for being reliable. I just like them. I've had a few of them. They run great. They're strong cars. They get up and go. They're very peppy. They're also comfortable, and they're generally fairly well loaded with features, guys. For a budget car like this, these things are absolutely great, and I'm not going to change my mind. Now, this one is here for undercarriage damage. Current bid, $150. Get this, it's a pure sale. Pure sale, meaning high bid wins. We've got a PS 890 Touring on the back, a Primewell. I bet it's going to be the exact same on the front. She's got an almost new set of tires on her, guys. Interior, let's take a quick peek. She's got some dings and dents around her. That's to be expected for an older car. 2015. Is it just me, or does saying an old car in 2015 seem wrong? 2015 old car. I don't know. Anyway, I guess I'm getting older and it's a little concerning. So obviously, she's going to have some damage, guys. Undercarriage damage is listed. It's got power, too. This one is not very well optioned, so this is going to be like probably about as base model as you could get. Ooh. Whoa. Okay. That did not sound good. That did not sound good at all. The engine is definitely flopping around in there, guys. She moves around. There's a mount or two are all broken. She's got 116-ish thousand miles on the odometer. We have a TPMS light, a check engine light, and truthfully, I'm surprised that that's all we've got. Okay. Brakes, it does have brakes. Steering, it does have steering. Okay, the odometer shows 129.38, so 120,000 miles. I'm nervous. She goes right into gear. She does. Okay. Important window? Yes. This one, yeah, I don't know, man. This is what I'm saying, guys. These cars are a mixed bag. They all are. There are some great cars out here. I'm going to tell you right now, the Cruze, I think, is a good one. The Honda, a good one. Escalade, EXT, a good one. This Subaru, I think that's a good one, too. This Dodge Dart, I think and then that truck, the red truck that we looked at, that one, not so much. You know what I mean? But out of all these cars, out of, 6? There's 2 that I think are probably not great cars. Those are not bad numbers, guys. Those are not bad odds. I would take those every day of the week. There's no oil or anything. This thing doesn't look like it's ever leaked a drop of anything. It is beautiful under here. Now, I don't know how bad this is. There's definitely something There's something. But you also have to remember, Dodge Darts, they're not expensive vehicles, guys. It doesn't take much to salvage one of these. It really doesn't. You could smash a fender, and that would be the end of it. A fender could be the difference between this thing being totaled or being a clean title daily driver. So it's hard to say for sure. She runs well now that she's running. Earlier, that sounded bad, guys. That sounded like no compression or something. Let's try to start it again. She fires right up now. Let's rev it. I don't know, man. Mechanically, motor trans, probably fine. My big concern is because it is undercarriage damage, and we do feel, you can't feel, but I can feel the motor vibrating on metal-to-metal contact. My big concern is there is undercarriage damage for sure. It's probably not just like the undercarriage got scraped on something. Like something is very broken under there. And I can tell you from experience, changing the undercarriage out on one of these, it's not the hardest job in the world, but it is time consuming. And honestly, for a Dodge Dart, it's not worth it. I did it once before. I would not do it again. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get out of here, but I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to watch my videos. I truly appreciate it. If you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button and drop a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. I would truly appreciate that. And I also truly appreciate Copart Corporate and the local branch out here at Indianapolis, Indiana, for allowing us to come out here and peruse through their cars and bringing them out here. It's a lot of work. I've got 12 vehicles here. They took the time out of their day to load each one of these up and bring them out here and stage them for me. That's something, that's like a royal treatment, man. Thank you so much to everybody at Copart for making this possible. Stay tuned. I got more videos coming. Stay safe out there. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.